Yo guys, it's Jimmy and today I'm back with another banger, and today I got a 2015 Kia Rio, and today I'm going to go ahead and get a tune-up done on this thing by replacing the spark plugs and the coils on them. So the first thing you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and remove that battery terminal. But the tools I got to go ahead and get this job done today is my Milwaukee ratchet, one 3-inch extension with a 10mm, and I got my 5/8 power torque magnetic socket for pulling spark plugs out. That will definitely come in handy when I'm going to remove those spark plugs. And I got two 3-inch extensions on that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this battery loose first, and I'll go ahead and get down to the process to removing these spark plugs. Go ahead and remove that terminal. Go ahead and stick it down to the side. You don't have to remove the positive, but if you do like to, you can go ahead and just lift that up. Go ahead and get it from the side right there and go ahead and remove that as well. But I think I'll just remove the ground and it should be good. And I also got this little screwdriver right here. What I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and slowly and take my time and get up under this tab and go ahead and pry that tab up. You can also just do it with your fingernail. If you can go ahead and get them in there and just pry them up as so. Sometimes they be quite a bit hard, so sometimes you do got to get a little screwdriver. And once you go ahead and remove those tabs, you want to go ahead and push in at the top, and it'll go ahead and remove those top off the coils. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up shot in here. This is the tab right here. You want to go ahead and pull that tab up like that. Like that. Pull that tab up, then go ahead and push that in. And go ahead. Sometimes you want to go ahead and push in and then pull back, and that'll go ahead and remove that clip. And we're gonna also want to go ahead and remove this one because it is also in the way of this coil right here. So whichever this is, the connector to the pressure sensor or whatever that is up top, we're gonna go ahead and tuck that up under and move that to the side. And you do want to be careful because some of these are dry rotted pretty good. So always go ahead and take your time. Now I got access to all 4 of those coils. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those. So it's a 10mm in all of the coils. 1, 2, 3. And this hose is in the way real quick, so I'm gonna grab some pliers real quick and I'm gonna go ahead and remove this vacuum line out the way. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this clamp off of this vacuum line because it is in the way of that 10mm on that cylinder right there. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is move this hose out of the way, remove that clamp, wiggle it a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that out of the way and tuck it to the side like that. Now it gives me access on that bolt so I can go ahead and get on it straight. Didn't want to get into it in an angle due to it could cause stripping. So now that I got access down to these things right here, what I want to go ahead and do and wiggle them like that and pull them up. These things right here are real loose, and I'm pretty sure why they're real loose. If you guys can see up in here, it's oil, 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 oil. Now this could be coming from the customer pouring oil in here, but pretty much overflowing and getting in here due to it looks like clean oil. But if I'm not mistaken, I just did a spark plug on this car not too long ago. So what it may be is the valve cover on this car is going out and the oil is getting down into the cylinders, which is causing a misfire. So in reality, the valve cover is causing a reoccurring problem to make this thing misfire and make the spark plugs and coils go bad. So the best thing she could do is go ahead and get this valve cover replaced along with this job. So wiggle that one right there out. Alrighty. So I got all 4 of them out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my socket. Gonna go ahead and slide that down there. And you always want to go ahead and remove these manually. So I got my wrench right here. So I'm gonna go, my ratchet. I'm gonna go ahead and install that and remove these by hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and break all of these free by hand. Once I get it about right there, I can finish it with the ratchet, but I always want to break them free by hand, and you always want to do this while the engine is cold as well. You never want to really pull out these spark plugs or do a tune-up while the engine is cold. And if you guys wondering why I got one glove on, one glove off. Oh. If you guys wondering why I got one glove on, it's because I'm keep touching my camera, and I hate touching my camera with the greasy glove. Take that. Spin that spark plug out of the way. Alrighty, and that's how you go ahead and remove those spark plugs. And that's the wonderful thing about this. Alright guys, gonna have to cut this video a little short due to my gimbal is going a little dead. But what you want to do, you want to go ahead and get yourself some anti-seize and put a tad bit on your spark plugs. Go ahead and drop those down in the cylinders. Sorry about the light conditions. It is getting dark, and I have my gimbal posted on a pair of pliers. You want to take yourself some de-electrical grease, and you want to put a tad bit inside your boots of your coils. Always start off by hand tightening. Go ahead and hand tighten that one all the way down as much as possible. Now I'm gonna go to the second one, hand tighten that one. Last one. So once I go ahead and hand tighten these, I'm gonna go ahead and get my ratchet. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten those down. So now that I got those tightened up, I'm gonna go ahead and slide all 4 of these coils in here. Put in that one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up all 4 of these, and then I'll go ahead and get the connectors back on. Alright, you guys can see I done went on ahead and installed all of the connectors. I also reinstalled that connector that I removed. This vacuum line I also put in place and put that clamp in place. And I came over here and reinstalled that battery connector. Now I'm going to go ahead and crank this thing up, see how it runs, and go ahead and run the computer, make sure there's no missed codes fire. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. Catch you guys in the next one.